Good morning, General Anatomy and Physiology crew. Here we go on week 4. It's hard to believe we're here already, but we are. As always, the first thing to do at the start of every week is to review lecture quiz and lab quiz from the past week. And sometimes if you miss a couple or more than a couple, you'll have to go back either through the lecture content or the lab content so that you learn that material. And it's never ever any issue to miss a couple of questions. If you don't go back and learn from those mistakes, that's the true disservice, and you're spending a lot of time and energy to not get everything you can out of this content. Also, the ones that we miss and sometimes learn from are the ones that we hold forever. That's the material that never leaves us, and we're rock solid on that content forever moving forward. So learning from mistakes is definitely going to be a part of this, not just this class, but for the rest of your education. So don't sweat those questions that happen like that. All right, we're done with new content for the first exam. We're essentially a quarter of the way through this course already. We've got a week of no new content, but what I would urge you to do is use this week massively to prepare for a very challenging exam. Next week, exams actually, lecture and lab. So this week, no new content. At the end of this week, from Sunday to Monday, during our typical window, you'll have a 50-question lecture exam and you'll have a 30-question lab exam. Please take a look at the checklist so you can see how the breakdown works and see what kind of questions there will be. Essentially, you'll be tested over all the content in lecture and lab that we've had so far, which is 3 weeks worth of stuff. And I know we're kind of just getting going in this class, and it may seem like acids and bases in lecture were a million years ago, but those were just a couple of weeks ago. And I know you've been switching your focus. We're now on to organ systems, having completed the skin, but we still need all of that content. So what I would suggest is that each day this week you review the presentations for lecture and lab for the specific chapter. It'll allow you to be confident because you do know this stuff. You've already had quizzes over this stuff, so it's not like you're learning it for the first time. I'd review the major chapters to build confidence, but also to help you identify areas that you need to go back and spend more time on. Please review all the quizzes for the past couple of weeks, and definitely review the critical skills assignments that you turned in yourself, and also the critical skills assignments that have been submitted by your classmates. That's the way to go. Please do not underestimate this exam. Just because we don't have content does not mean that you should take this week off. In fact, it should be the opposite. Spend this time jamming, cranking to get this stuff down so that you can have super strong grades on these first couple exams. And the first exams are always a little bit scary because you've had quizzes, you've had little versions of these things, but kind of the main event for lecture and for lab will be coming up at the end of this week. The only thing that I will ask you officially to do this week is to film a short video introduction of yourself. It can be just a couple minutes long. It doesn't have to be super serious. Use your cell phone and upload it. I know some of you have developed YouTube accounts. That's definitely the way to go because then all of us don't have to wait for 5 minutes while your video uploads, but the choice is yours. So just please take a short video of yourself. Introduce us, tell us your name, tell us what your program is, tell us a little bit about your educational background if you have one, and if not, that's totally fine. Tell us a little bit about how these first couple weeks have been for you. Tell us about tactics that have been working for you. Maybe tell us a little bit about things that you're still working on or still have to adjust. And then share any other details that you care to share. There's no pressure. Just like a little bit of an introduction. You've been using each other's work in the form of critical skills, and you've been dialoguing with each other. And it's just nice to put names with faces sometimes. So I appreciate the work. I'll be reaching out to each of you individually. Take a look at the checklist for this week. It's a short one, details a little bit about what will be on the 2 exams. It talks just a little bit more maybe about this brief introduction video that you should post by Thursday night. But other than that, and other than hearing from me individually, it's going to be kind of a officially light week. Use this week to crank on this content. Please, these exams will be challenging. All right, thank you. Have a great Monday. As always, I appreciate the good work. Take a look at your quiz scores. I do my best to get those graded and up as soon as possible so you can have feedback. And that's my goal, to have a fast turnaround. Have a safe Monday, crew.